demo. Let me introduce myself. I'm Venu. I have around 20 years of experience in the field of HR. I've started my career as HR executive, then moved to SAP HCM implementations. While I was doing SAP HCM implementations and support, I got an opportunity to work on SuccessFactors. So it's been like almost 11 years that I'm into SuccessFactors. And in this 11 years, I've handled various modules like Employee Central, compensation, performance management, recruiting, and onboarding. Though I have worked on all of these modules, I'm more comfortable in Employee Central and compensation because I've spent most of my time in these areas. It was only for one or two projects that I worked on other modules, but for Employee Central and compensation, like almost like out of 11 years, I've worked for almost 10 years in Employee Central and compensation. And coming to teaching, I am into teaching from last, say, 12 years. I used to train earlier SAP HCM, and then after getting into SuccessFactors in recent years, like 8 years back, I've started teaching SuccessFactors as well. That's brief about me. So I would like to have your introduction in short, like your name and then your experience if you have any related to SuccessFactors.
Hi, Venu. This is Kaushik. Previously, I worked as a US payroll executive,
Mhm.
and I'm very interested in this, and I want to get know of this, and I joined you. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Prash. Hidayatul.
Hi, good morning. My name is Hidayatullah, and now I was working in a non-technical corporate. Now I wanted to switch my career. Henceforth, I'm willing to learn this, make a career in this success factors.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. We'll start the actual demo. So you must have heard about SuccessFactors before joining this call. You must have gone through about SuccessFactors Employee Central somewhere, no? Or maybe you must have heard about SuccessFactors earlier. So what exactly is SuccessFactors? What do you know about SuccessFactors? Can anybody tell me what exactly SuccessFactors is? What will we be doing in SuccessFactors, or what is SuccessFactors?
Well, I can say that success factors contains all the set of data like corporate transaction data related to the employee and the employer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we are going to make the changes as per the requirement in the organization.
Okay. So basically it is a HR application, right? Human resource application. SuccessFactors is a cloud computing HRIS application. HRIS is Human Resource Information System. Any organization, we have to maintain the employee data. It is the responsibility of HR to maintain the master data of employees. Okay. So depending on their needs, the organization, size of the organization, they use different HR applications. And SuccessFactors is one of the HRS application which is globally used by enterprise class organizations. Okay. And it is used by large, medium, or small organizations. We can also implement SuccessFactors for a small number of 100 employees till 1 lakh or 2 lakhs employees also. Depending on the size of the organization, we can implement SuccessFactors for a customer. So when I say SuccessFactors is a cloud computing HRIS application, what exactly is cloud computing? Does anybody know what is a cloud computing? Nobody knows cloud computing? Okay. So all of you must be using your mobiles, right? At least you people are using your mobiles, right? How many of you are using iPhones? Nobody is using phone?
I have. Will
You
use.
have, you
Yes.
use. Okay.
Yeah.
So some people uses Android mobiles. Some uses iPhones or Apple phones. What is the difference between Apple mobile and a Samsung or MI mobile?
Oh yes, operating system.
Operating system is different. There are
User
two
interface.
operating
Yes.
systems. So user
Yes.
interface is different. There are two different operating systems. But though we are using two different operating systems, the applications remain same. We can call, we can message, we can do WhatsApp, we can do Facebook, we can chat in either Facebook or in messengers, Facebook messengers or Instagram. You can do all of these things in both the applications, right? Okay. So now I have a mobile with me. I have downloaded some games. I have downloaded my softwares. I have downloaded a couple of movies and songs into my mobile. Okay. My mobile is of 128 GB. And I have used all of my space in my mobile. Okay. So if I want to download one additional file, maybe a game or maybe a song or maybe a movie I want to download now. But I see that I have used all of my space. So how do I manage? If I want to download something, now what should I do to download any file?
Maybe create some space.
Need to create some space by
For it to accommodate.
so how do I create some space? I need to delete some files. One way is to delete some unused files or delete the unused application so that you have that space. Now I've deleted some, but still I need some more space. The file I'm going to download is 1 GB and I don't have enough space. What I can do is I can move some of my files from the local hard disk to a cloud, iCloud or Google Cloud. How many of you are using Gmails? When you subscribe for a Gmail, Google gives you 15 GB of cloud space. Do you know that? I hope everybody knows that. Right? What is the use of that 15 GB of space? What can we do? We can store some files into the Google Cloud. What is the advantage of having a Google Cloud or iCloud? When you move your files from mobile to iCloud or Google Cloud, your files are available in Google Cloud. Tomorrow, if you're not carrying your mobile, you will still be able to access your files. Yes or no? I lost my mobile, or maybe I'm outside and I'm not carrying my mobile. Will I be able to access my files? If I have moved my files to Google Cloud or iCloud, yes, we can access. And if you are connected to internet, only if you are connected to internet, you can access those files. But these files which are stored in the local drive, in your mobile, those will not be accessed if you don't have your mobile with you. Okay, that's the difference between the on-premise and the cloud computing. The same thing is used in these applications as well. Okay, so if you look at the cloud definition of a cloud computing, the practice of using network of remote servers hosted on internet. The servers are hosted on internet to store, manage, and process the data. The Google Cloud, the files that I have stored in my Google Cloud, those drives are hosted somewhere in the cloud. We don't see them physically. Every data that you store, it gets stored in your one of your memory. Either it is the physical or the on-premise, or it is in the cloud. Physical means you can see that. Let's say in your mobile, you can see how much space you have occupied. Once it is occupied, once it is filled, now you will not be able to store any data. The same thing in cloud as well. But the hard disk or the server, you will not be able to see for cloud computing applications. Now, any application that you want to develop, that you want to use, the first thing that you need is the hardware. Hardware is nothing but your servers, the space, the required space. I want to develop a gaming software. So the first thing that I need is the infrastructure. How much space is required? What is your target audience? For how many users you are building your application? So I need to have the infrastructure ready. And then second is a platform on which you're planning to build your application. Like it could be iOS or it could be Android. What is this? What is a platform on which you want to build the application? And the third is your application itself. Applications can be of any purpose. Like it could be a gaming application, or it could be a social collaboration application like Facebook or Instagram, or it could be a generic use applications, or the organization related, finance related, or HR related, or sales related, or marketing related applications. So first way is to go procure the server. Servers are very expensive. You need to invest a lot on the servers. So instead of procuring the servers, you can go and subscribe for server space. Like Google gives you 15 GB of free space. Once you have consumed all of that space, you can, if you want to have more space, you can pay for additional space. Like you have $199 per month or per year, they charge something. Depending on your usage, you can go with either additional 15 GB of space or 30 GB of space or 50 GB of space. It depends on your. If you want to buy those servers are very expensive. Okay, maybe you'll end up spending 5,000, 10,000, or 1 lakh or 10 lakhs, depending on the size that you are looking for. So Amazon Web Services, if you have heard about AWS, that's what they do. They give the space. That is called infrastructure as a service. And second is platform as a service. Again, on which platform you want to develop. You go subscribe for the platform. And then third is software as a service. Instead of developing your own software, see for the available softwares in the market. Like SuccessFactors is a HR application. We can also build our own HR application, but that takes a lot of time. We need to cover a lot of scenarios. We need to start from the scratch, which takes a lot of time. Maybe 1 year or 2 years we need to invest, depending on your requirement. Whereas if you're going with existing cloud computing applications like SuccessFactors, Workday, or Salesforce, now these are already developed. Depending on your requirement, you just configure it and use it. If customer has 2 companies, you create those 2 companies. They operate from 10 locations, you create those 10 locations. They want to use 4 departments, HR, finance, sales, and IT. You create those departments and start using it. What all information you want to store, you just configure it. SuccessFactors gives you all of these options which are configurable. We configure it as per customer needs. Now, what are the advantages of having a cloud computing applications? Why customers are moving away from the on-premise applications to cloud computing? SAP has on-premise application called SAP HCM. And we also have SuccessFactors, a cloud computing HCM application. So why do the customers need both? No, the customers doesn't need both. Either they can go with on-premise applications or with cloud computing. So why customers are looking out for cloud computing applications? The advantage of having the cloud computing applications are the productivity anywhere. First one is the productivity anywhere. You can access the application from any corner of the world. Now, I'm an employee or I'm a manager in an organization. Today, I'm out of my office. I'm traveling somewhere. And there are my employees. One of my employees has applied a leave. I can approve the leave on go. I don't have to be in front of system to approve that. I don't have to be in office to do those approvals. I need some documents. I need my appointment letter. I don't have to be in front of the system to download it. I can still do it from my mobile as well. So that's productivity anywhere. The application can be used from any corner of the world if you are connected to internet. If your customer is in US, you can still access customer's application sitting on a world or in some other country. That's productivity anywhere. Offsite data storage. Offsite data storage. Meaning you're not storing the data on premise. You're storing it in the cloud. If you are using on-premise applications, you need to procure your own servers. You need to have a dedicated space where you have to install your servers. You need to have a separate team to look after those servers. Okay, so that's no IT maintenance cost. If you are using cloud computing, you don't need to procure, you don't need to have a dedicated space, you don't need to have a dedicated team to look after your servers. And no IT maintenance cost. Meaning, if something happens to your servers, it is a responsibility of your team to fix it. So you should have a separate team. I need to connect to some new application, some new systems. I need your IT team to do that. Disaster resistance. Something happens to your servers, it is your responsibility. It is your IT team's responsibility to fix it. But in case of cloud computing, it is the responsibility of the cloud service provider. It will always be up and running, like 24/7, 365 days you can use these applications. Lower cost of ownership because you are not procuring servers, because you are not dedicating any space, or you are not hiring any additional team to look after your servers. Obviously, the amount that you spend on cloud computing applications are much less when compared with on-premise applications and easily upgraded. All the applications that we use need some kind of upgrades. To take an example of WhatsApp, the features what we have in WhatsApp, we didn't have all of these features when they initially started. We didn't have option of sending money. We didn't have option of doing video calls or group chats. We didn't have these options. But now all of these are available. That means systems are upgrading. Every time there is a new feature, they will update into the product. Okay, so these applications also need the upgrades, and these are easily upgraded. Now, what is SuccessFactors? That's all about the cloud computing. What is SuccessFactors?
Venu,
SuccessFactors.
can I ask you a question?
Yes, Kaushik.
What is the difference between coding and configuration? Configuring.
Coding and configuration. Good question. Coding would be done by developers. You need to have knowledge on one of the applications or one of the platforms like .NET or Java or Python. So these are all softwares or these are all applications, the coding applications where you go develop something. You need to write a code. You need to have the knowledge of code. Whereas the configuration, these are already developed, the front-end UI screens. You just go and enable it. Now, a simple example of a configuration can be within your mobile, you want to have some features related to camera. So where will you go? You go to your settings, open the apps, and then go to your camera, and then you toggle the switches. You enable or disable auto brightness or the auto contrast. Now, if you want to set up this, what you're doing, you're going and doing some settings. That is your configuration. Now, how do we see all of these things in the front end? Because in the back end, there is something which is developed through code. If users enables this particular switch, system should enable the feature. So that is developed in the back end. Right? Front end, if you want to use it, we are configuring. Now, you are implementing SuccessFactors for a customer. Let's say PepsiCo.
Okay.
Now, PepsiCo operates from 10 different locations. So you need to have those 10 locations configured in the system. You're implementing for some other customer, HSBC. They said, I operate from 100 locations. So when you open PepsiCo system, you will see only 10 locations that they are operating from. And when you open HSBC system, you will see 100 different locations. Why? Because SuccessFactors has given you option to configure location. You can configure either one location or 100 location or 1000 location, depending on your usage. Now, how they have given you that option? They have created a screen where you can go and create a location. So while creating location, what all information you want to store? Which country does this location belongs to? What is the address of this location? What is the PIN code of this location? So you need to maintain some data. So this is the requirement and SuccessFactors have developed this. So we don't do any kind of coding in SuccessFactors. We only configure it as per customer needs. This is already a developed product. We only configure it as per customer.
Thank you, Venu.
Okay. Now, as SuccessFactors has many modules in it. If you look at this picture, the core is Employee Central, or the base is Employee Central. And on top of it, we have applications, we have modules like performance management, where you can do your appraisals. We have recruiting, where you can source the candidates. You have compensation, where you can do the salary increases. You have learning module, where employees can go and do their trainings. So these are all different modules of SuccessFactors. SuccessFactors has all of these modules. Now, initially, SuccessFactors was called as a HCM application with a limited number of modules. Okay. Now that we have everything related to the HR, we are calling it now a HXM application, Human Experience Management, how an employee experiences the organization. Once an employee joins the organization, what an employee does. Okay, starting from the addition of the master data, which is done in Employee Central. So the core or base of SuccessFactors is Employee Central because we maintain all master data, all about the employee is available in Employee Connect. While hiring a candidate, we maintain some data like the personal information, address information, contact information, dependent details, education, previous experiences. So these are all the personal information of the candidate. And we also maintain the organization details like job information, the designation of the employee, the title of the employee, the grade of the employee, the work schedule, the department that this employee belongs to, the company that the employee belongs to, the location where the employee is going to sit. So all of this is your organization information. There are some employment details like the start date of the employee. When was the employee hired? When was the employee promoted? When was the employee suspended? What is the probation start date and end date? So all of this information is available in employment details. And then you have salary information in compensation. So all of this data is stored or processed in Employee Central. Now this data is required by other modules like performance management or recruiting or onboarding or learning or compensation. So data flows seamlessly from one module to other module, be it from Employee Central to recruiting or from recruiting to Employee Central. Okay, I'll give you an example of the data flowing from recruiting to Employee Central. So before that, let me tell you more about the Employee Central. Employee Central is all about the data maintenance, the record management, employee record management. The org information is maintained. The payroll is processed. The inputs for payroll is available in Employee Central. Every employee in the organization would be logging into the system to view their data, to update their data, to apply few things or to do some activities, to apply a leave, to download a payslip or to download the appointment letter. So this is all done in Employee Central. Now the example of the data flowing from one module to other module. Recruiting is a module where the recruiter creates a requisition from an open position. So how does the recruiter know what positions are vacant? Recruiter goes and looks at Employee Central data, the open position management, and see how many positions are filled, how many are vacant, which position is to be utilized now or used to hire. So recruiter collects that position, creates a requisition. All of the data from position goes to requisition. Recruiter posts this job in the market in different job portals like Monster or LinkedIn or in Naukri. The candidates start applying for these jobs. All of the candidates' information comes and sits in SuccessFactors. Some of these candidates know with the various levels of interview, some candidates are filtered, some candidates are negotiated, and one or two candidates would be offered. Now, candidate in this process, candidate must have given some information like personal information, education details, or previous experience information. All of this information candidate has already provided. This is available in recruiting system. On the day of hiring, system collects all of this information from recruiting and updates in Employee Central. Any other information which is required, we maintain that data additionally in Employee Central. If customers are using onboarding module, after recruiting, the end users or the candidates will be asked to update their information in onboarding. Again, the data flows from onboarding to EC, which is Employee Central. Any additional information that is required, we maintain that in Employee Central. So SuccessFactors is a global product. We have more than 7,000 customers across the globe. SuccessFactors, since it is a global application, different country want to have the system in different languages, in their own language. Let's say if you are implementing for a customer who is in China, the language what they use is not English. They use their own language, Chinese. Japan uses Japanese. France, they use French. Spain, they use Spanish. Middle East, they use Arabic. So SuccessFactors application is available in all of these languages. If you have looked at WhatsApp application by Chinese or someone who are in other countries, it shows up in their own language. We can type the content in our own language, right? You can switch from English to our own language. If I want to type something in Marathi, I can go and switch my language to Marathi, switch my language to Kannada, in Hindi or in Telugu. Similarly, SuccessFactors is also available in different languages. There are 40+ languages which are available. Customers can switch their language. Now the application shows up in their own language. That is 47 supported languages. We have around 47 languages, different country languages. For India, we have Hindi. For Middle East, we have Arabic. We have Spanish. We have French. We have Japanese. Okay, because we have customers across the globe. There are like 8 million+ employees data maintained in SuccessFactors. I'll show you the instance as well. Okay, now what we are going to do in next coming sessions. The course is structured in such a way that each and every area of Employee Central is covered. We'll be covering this entire content in 24 sessions. Each session is of 1 hour. The first 4 sessions would be completely of theoretical part. We'll be discussing about the theoretical part, like what is certification, why certification requires, what comes in certification, how to pass in certification, what is Learning Hub, what is configuration workbook, what is implementation, what is a customer, what is system landscape. So you need to understand what is release management. You need to understand few basics about SuccessFactors. So we'll be discussing about these basics in first 4 sessions. And from 5th session onwards, we'll be doing everything in the system. Practical part. All of you would be given the configuration material, system access, which you can use it till the course completion. You can use it for 24/7. Whatever configuration that I show you in the system, you'll have to practice. You'll have to come back with your doubts. Every day you'll be given some homework. Okay. So example, today I configure or created a company. I've created some locations or I've created some departments. I've developed the company structure overview. So the same thing you need to do it in your systems. Okay. The required material is given. All of the material that we use, SuccessFactors delivered material, will be all of you will be given the recordings as well if you want to do a recap of the sessions. Okay, you can go through the recordings. Every day you'll be given the recording as well. If you have missed out or if you want to watch the recording again, you can go through that. We'll help you out in preparing your resumes. also provide the job assistance. Like if you need some kind of help in your interviews, we'll help you out to clear that. Before even applying for any job, if you want to do the mock interviews, we'll do that as well. We'll help you in clearing your certification. Every aspirant who want to get into SuccessFactors should have a certification. Okay, we'll tell you how to clear the certification. We'll help you to clear the certification in the first attempt. Okay, I'll take a pause here and see if you have any questions related to the SuccessFactors. Anything that you want to know about the course? Okay, yeah, go ahead.
We know the payroll structure of India will be different and the US will be different, right? Then how it will be in the module?
Now, country specific. Now,
I'm sorry?
we don't do any kind of payroll process in Employee Central. So this is only on the Employee Central, which is the maintenance of master data. The system setup.
We just maintain the
Payroll
records.
process, yes, payroll process would be different for different countries. So different countries have different components. Like in India, we have components like basic, HRA, special allowance, convenience, medical. Why these components or why the salary is divided into different structure? Because of the taxation of that country. Because some components are taxable and some of the components are not taxable. Right? So your salary is structured as per the policies of that government. In India, we have the structure. Maybe in US, you'll have a different structure. In Japan, you have a different structure. So you create different components. Now, country of US needs 10 components. Country of India needs 20 components. So you configure that in the system. When you process the payroll, so the payroll driver has different country specific or the country specific complaints where system considers all the taxation or all of the calculations. So each of these calculations are different. So we have different country specific, whichever countries the SAP supports, we have different processes.
And one more thing. You told that I heard for every 6 months the SAP will be updated. Hello?
First of all, this is a product of SAP. Okay, so let's call it SuccessFactors, not SAP.
Okay.
Okay, or you can call it SAP. So SuccessFactors, yes, it gets upgraded once in 6 months. We call it release management. So what comes in release? How does this release happen? How the release gets updated in the system? And what do we do as a consultant during the release management? That we'll discuss in our regular sessions. But to answer your question, yes, SuccessFactors gets updated once in 6 months. Like we discussed about the upgrades, right? Every application needs some kind of upgrades. So same with SuccessFactors also. SuccessFactors needs some kind of upgrades. Now these upgrades may be the enhancements to the existing functionalities or the new functionalities incorporated into the product, or if they have identified any bugs, they would be fixing those bugs in the system. So all of this happens in the release management. We'll talk in detail about the release management, what all gets updated in the release management, what are the dates for the release management, that we'll discuss in regular sessions.
Thank you.
You need to understand the structure of system first and then the release. Any other questions?
Do you also provide certification, like in this course once we do it?
So SuccessFactors is a global application, and the certification is also global. Okay, whichever country that you are in, the certification remains same. Everybody does the same certification across the globe. Okay, so you need to enroll for certification with one of the portal called training.sap.com. I'll be showing you that how to enroll for certification and how to schedule your examination. Will help you out to clear those certification.
Right. Like, is it a part of this course? Like, once we do it, like, you would be providing the certification, or would you be just helping out in providing? Like, is it chargeable differently again?
Yes, that is now depending on your needs. So whether you want to do it only one module certification or multiple module certification, you need to enroll it with your email ID, with your credentials. You need to enroll. You need to do the certification. We'll help you out to clear that certification, but not no, we'll not be providing any kind of certification. Certification is only one which would be given by SAP. We can give you a certificate saying that you have trained in our institute, but that is not valid. Only the certificate from SAP is valid. For that, you need to enroll using training.sap.com.
Okay, thank you.
Any other doubts? Okay, now this is your SuccessFactors application. I've logged into SF using one of the user's credentials. When you log in, you see some picture or you see some actions here. This is common for all the customers, but you may see the application differently. Now, the colors may be different, the pictures may be different. Now, these colors may be different, but the structure remains same. As an employee, when I log into the system, I have few things on my home page. I want to navigate or I want to apply for a leave. I can go click on maybe view of team absences just to look at who is working today or who is on leave. Okay, I want to extract a report. I can go to report center and extract. I want to navigate to my organization chart. I can go to my module picker and look for the org chart. So this is called module picker, where you can go and choose the module that you want to work in. If I'm a recruiter, I log into SuccessFactors application, I go to recruiting, where I can see all the candidate information. I'll see all the requisitions, different requisitions with different statuses. I can have the data in recruiting. Now I'm an employee. I have to fill my goals or objectives. I can go and fill my objectives. My manager has created a performance form for me. I have to do my appraisal. I have to fill my objectives. I can go to performance management here. I want to look at the organization chart. Who are my peers or whom I am reporting to, or who is my manager's manager. So I can go and look for employee data here. Go search for an employee. I can see how many employees are reporting to each manager. I can download this org chart, and I can also download this into either picture or video. Now, I'm a recruiter. I want to look at the open positions. I want to create a requisition from the open positions. I can go and see how many positions we have, how many of them are vacant. I can go and see how many positions are vacant and how many are filled here. This position is occupied by Manoj. So I can see that data. I want to look at the employee data. So I can go to see who is this employee. Is that Manoj? I want to look at the Manoj's information. Go open the profile of Manoj and see all of his information. And this page is called a people profile, where you can see all of the information about an employee. Some of this information are only for viewing purpose. Some of them can be updated by HRs. Some of them can be updated by employees. Like if I am an employee, when I log in, I can go and update all my personal information. I want to add my address, I can do that. I want to update my date of birth details, I can update. I want to update my dependent details, I can update. But when it comes to my compensation details, I can only see. I will not have access to update the comp information because that is maintained by HR. HR can maintain the data. HR can update, create, update, delete. Employee, I can view my salary details. I cannot view others' salary details. I can view others' personal information to some extent, the name of the employee or email ID of the employee or no manager of the employee. I can view that. I cannot update others' details. I cannot view others' compensation details. So these are controlled through a module called RBP, which is part of again Employee Central. Every module has RBP, role-based permissions. Employees would be given permission to view, to update, to create the data in the system. Okay. Yeah. Any doubts here? So regular sessions would be starting from tomorrow evening 6 to 7 p.m. So every day we'll having 1 hour of session, Monday to Friday. Usually we don't take any sessions on Saturdays and Sundays. Monday to Friday, 1 session each. So 5 sessions. Okay. And this course is structured in 24 sessions, 24 to 25. Sometimes it goes on 30 sessions also. 5 sessions a week into 5 weeks. Raka says, did we get dumps for certification? Yes, that's what I said. Like we'll help you to clear your certification in the first attempt, or we'll be giving you all of those questions. Did AC require integration knowledge? No. Integration, again, depending on the application that you want to integrate. Now, some customers uses some payroll softwares like ADP or SAP HCM payroll or Great HR or some local payroll softwares. Okay, we can integrate SuccessFactors with other application using different tools. Different customers uses different tools like Dell Boomi, CPI, HANA Cloud Integration, and so on, HCI. Okay, so depending on the customer needs, we'll be going with different tools. And you need to have knowledge of these tools to integrate the systems. Okay, you are a functional consultant who would be working only on SuccessFactors and not on the integration. Okay, like SuccessFactors, you have HCI. Like SuccessFactors, you have CPI, you have Boomi. So people would be learning those applications to integrate the systems. Now, Boomi or CPI, these can be used to integrate different applications, not only SuccessFactors. They can integrate Salesforce with some other application if you have that knowledge of CPI or knowledge of HCA. So we don't do any kind of integration in SuccessFactors. So the data from Employee Central will be sent to other modules. Okay, and that is called synchronization. We call it HRIs sync. The data would be flown from one module to other module. That synchronization would be doing, but not the integration. Yes. That's what integrate EC with other modules. That is called the synchronization. HRIS sync. Stop it here. We'll continue. I hope to see you all in the regular sessions. Thank you all. Have a great rest of your day.
Happy
Thank
Deepavali
you,
then.
sir.